Hello students, today we will continue with the chapter that we have been studying for the last couple of days, and today we'll be introducing a new topic in that chapter: magnetic effect of electric current. In the previous lecture, I had told you about the famous experiment that was conducted by Sir Hans Christian Ørsted that led to the discovery of magnetic effect of electric current. The last thing that we had discussed in that lesson was the curl right hand rule, or what is famously called the Maxwell's right hand thumb rule, according to which if we assume that we are holding a current carrying conductor in our right hand such that the thumb of the right hand is pointing in the direction of current, then the direction in which the fingers get curled, the direction in which the remaining fingers close, gives the direction of magnetic field. We had also understood how we can apply the understanding of the right hand thumb rule in determining the direction of magnetic field as per the direction of current. Like for instance, if the current is flowing in the upward direction, then the direction of magnetic field is anti-clockwise, and if the current is flowing in the downward direction, then the direction of magnetic field is clockwise. Now I just wanted to revisit this topic, that is Maxwell's right hand thumb rule, because we would be applying the knowledge of this rule in determining the magnetic field due to current carrying conductors. Today we will be discussing about the magnetic field due to two types of current carrying conductors. First, due to a straight current carrying conductor, and secondly, due to a circular wire loop, or what we commonly refer to as a circular current carrying conductor. Now let us begin today's class with the understanding of this experiment regarding magnetic field due to straight current carrying conductor. This is the experimental setup that is commonly employed to study when current flows through a straight conductor, then what is the nature of magnetic field created due to it? Now for this, let me show you a simple activity before getting into the details of this experiment. You can see a similar setup in order to understand the magnetic field due to a current carrying conductor, straight current carrying conductor. Now I would like to explain the setup first of all. This setup comprises of obviously a straight current carrying conductor, that is a copper wire. This copper wire has been inserted into a cardboard. Now the ends of the copper wire has been connected to a battery, then a rheostat, then an ammeter. The rheostat has been connected to control the amount of current flowing in this circuit. The amount of current that is flowing through the wire could be adjusted with the help of the rheostat, and what is the amount of current flowing through the wire that can be seen with the help of ammeter. Now as soon as the circuit is complete, the circuit is closed and current starts flowing through this wire, what happens? It starts behaving like a magnet. Now, the magnetic field that is set up across a current carrying conductor can be very easily seen with the help of a magnetic compass. So, by moving this compass close to the wire, you can see how the deflection is seen. Just notice the manner in which the compass needle is deflecting. As the magnetic compass is moved close to the wire, we find that the pointer keeps on deflecting, and if we plot the points together, then we will obtain a circular pattern. This means the magnetic field created around a straight current carrying conductor is circular. It is in the form of circle. Now for this, a similar experimental setup can be created. Several strands of copper wire, rather 10 strands of copper wire has been taken, and current is allowed to flow through this wire, and we will try to understand what is the magnetic field created around this wire. See, the setup is something like this. Now on the region, in the region near to this copper wire, some iron filings are being sprinkled. Now the purpose of sprinkling the iron filings in the region close to the wire is to study the nature of the magnetic field created due to this straight current carrying conductor. As we have already seen in the previous activity that the pointer of the magnetic compass was showing a deflection in the form of circle. See, as soon as the cardboard is tapped, the iron filings are also arranging themselves in a circular pattern. This is the magnetic field created due to a straight current carrying conductor. So we can say that whenever current travels through a conductor, a magnetic field is generated, a fact that was famously stumbled upon by Hans Christian Ørsted around 1820. Depending on the shape of the conductor, the contour of the magnetic field will vary. If the conductor is a wire, however, the magnetic field always takes the form of concentric circles arranged at right angles to the wire. The magnetic field is strongest in the area closest to the wire, and its direction depends upon the direction of the current that produces the field. So you can very easily understand the nature with the help of this particular setup. As you can see, the entire setup, the experimental setup is not shown over here. Simply the current carrying conductor is being shown, and in that current carrying conductor, what is happening? The current is flowing in the downward direction. The electrons are obviously flowing in a direction opposite to the conventional direction of current. Now, if the compass is moved around the wire, you can see how the deflection is taking place. Okay, this is the manner in which the deflection is taking place. Now if I move this compass close to the wire, then you can find the shape of the circle is also reduced. This means the radius of the circle is also reduced. And if I move away from the current carrying wire, the radius of the circle goes on increasing. See? Now let us just reverse the direction of current. Now the current is flowing in a reverse direction. Previously it was flowing in the downward direction. Now it is flowing in the upward direction. Can you figure out the difference in the pattern? Just see the deflection shown by the pointer of the magnetic compass. That is also getting reversed, and so is the direction of the magnetic field pattern. So this means with change in the direction of current, the direction of the magnetic field is also getting reversed. So now we can draw some conclusions through the study of the entire activity of the magnetic field set up around a straight current carrying conductor. First, that the strength of the magnetic field depends upon the current. The polarity of the magnetic field, the direction of the magnetic field is depending upon the direction of the current, and it is also dependent upon the distance from the conductor. This means if the distance is less, the magnetic field strength of the magnetic field is more. If the distance is more, then the strength of the magnetic field is less. This means there is a direct dependence between the strength of the magnetic field and the current, and there is an inverse dependence between the strength of the magnetic field and the distance from the current carrying conductor. Just to understand the observation that we made in the activity, we can revisit the topic in an interactive form in this way. If suppose this is the setup in which you are having a current carrying conductor inserted in a cardboard on which the iron filings have been spread. As we had seen, what was the pattern? Obviously, it was in the form of concentric circles. So, in this manner, we can understand that the magnetic field created around a straight current carrying conductor is in the shape of concentric circles, and it depends upon some factors. It is dependent upon the strength of the current directly, and it is inversely dependent upon the distance from the current carrying wire. So, now on the basis of our understanding of the different experiments, we can say that this would be the observed field pattern. Now, can you tell me that which rule has been used to figure out the direction of magnetic field? Like we have been seeing that the pattern of the magnetic field is in the form of circles, but how to find out the direction of the magnetic field? That could be easily found with the help of a magnetic compass, and the rule which actually tells us the direction of the magnetic field due to a straight current carrying conductor is Maxwell's right hand thumb rule. This means if you follow the first picture where current is flowing, the conventional current is flowing through the wire in the downward direction, then the field created is in clockwise direction as it is labeled in the picture, while in the second picture when the current flowing through the wire is in the upward direction, the conventional current direction, it is flowing through the wire in the upward direction, then the magnetic field created, which is obviously in the form of concentric circles, is created in the anti-clockwise direction. So, we have simply applied Maxwell's right hand thumb rule to find out the direction of magnetic field in both the cases. And as we have seen that the circles closer together, stronger magnetic field near the wire. As we move towards the wire, as we move close to the wire, or rather we can say if the distance between the observation point and the current carrying conductor is less, then more will be the strength of the magnetic field, stronger magnetic field will be created, and obviously the circles will come closer. And as we move away from the current carrying conductor, the circles will be further apart. This represents weaker magnetic field. This means near the wire the strength of the field is more, and away from the wire the strength of the field is weak or less. So now the magnetic field due to a straight wire is given by this formula. B, that is the symbolical representation of strength of magnetic field, is equal to mu 0 by 2 pi times I by R. I is the current flowing through the wire and R is the distance from the wire. Now you are not supposed to study the formula or the derivation part. This is just for some extra bit of knowledge. So you should know that the factors on which strength of the magnetic field due to a straight current carrying conductor depends. These are two. It is directly dependent upon the current, strength of the current. B is directly proportional to I, and it is inversely dependent on the distance from the wire. So B is inversely proportional to R. In this expression, the constant mu 0 is called the permeability of free space, and it has got the value mu 0 equal to 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7 Tesla meter per ampere. We will be studying about the derivation of this entire strength of magnetic field when you study physics in class 12th. This is covered in the syllabus of class 12 physics. For the time being, you simply need to understand what is the nature of the magnetic field created near a straight current carrying conductor and what are the factors on which the strength of the field depends. So now we can study the magnetic field due to a circular conductor, and obviously the experimental setup is as shown in the adjoining picture, in which a wire has been bent into the form of a loop and the ends of the wire has been connected to a battery through a key. It is a very simple setup, and as soon as current starts flowing through the wire, every portion of the wire starts behaving like a magnet, and if we are able to plot the magnetic field lines, then it will look something like this. Now, how this field pattern can be obtained? For that, I will come to this. First of all, you should um, know how this field pattern can be obtained. So this field pattern can be obtained very easily when we make use of a similar setup just like a straight current carrying conductor. Just like in a straight current carrying conductor, we had made use of iron filings. Similarly, with the help of iron filings, again we can obtain the field pattern due to a circular current carrying conductor. What should be the experimental setup? I am showing you. So, in order to study the magnetic field produced by a current carrying circular coil, the experimental setup is somewhat like this. Now, for simplicity, we can make use of one turn of wire, but if we want to have a stronger magnetic field, instead of having one single turn of copper wire, we can include several turns. More the number of turns of copper wire, the stronger is the field. Now, when the setup is made something like this, we observe that the magnetic field created around this loop is somewhat like the pattern as you can see on the cardboard. When iron filings are spread on the cardboard and current starts flowing through this circular loop, the iron filings arrange themselves in that pattern. Now for this I will again go back to the previous picture that will help you to understand the rule that has been again employed to determine the direction of the magnetic field. Again it is Maxwell's right hand thumb rule. If you consider the first part, if you consider the first part, in this portion current is flowing in the upward direction. In the wire the current is flowing in the upward direction, and when current flows in the upward direction, then as per Maxwell's right hand thumb rule, magnetic field line is in the anticlockwise direction, or the magnetic field is in the anticlockwise direction. Similarly, in the second part of the wire, we can see that since the current is flowing in the downward direction, the field is in the clockwise direction. So just like we had used right hand thumb rule to determine the field direction in case of straight current carrying conductor, similarly in case of a wire loop we are again employing the same rule. Now one little confusion that might arise in your mind is that as we are moving towards the center of the loop, the field lines are becoming straight as it is shown in the picture. It is a straight line in the center. Actually it is not a straight line, it is actually a circle. Like it is the part of a circle of large radius. Like if you consider a small part of a big circle, then it should look like approximately it should look like a straight line. That is exactly what is happening in this picture. Actually the field pattern is again in the form of concentric circles. It is nowhere a straight line. It is looking like a straight line in the center of the coil because it is a part of a large circle. One thing you should also observe that throughout the direction of the magnetic field is same. Even though we have studied the field pattern separately in two parts of the wire, still you can observe by studying the entire picture that the magnetic field is having a uniform direction throughout the wire loop. So when a circular loop of area A carries a current I, the loop creates a magnetic field around it, and the strength of the magnetic field created depends on the currents through the conductor. At the center of the loop, the magnetic field lines are perpendicular to the plane of the loop, which provides the magnetic moment M equal to I into A. Hence, it behaves like a magnet. Now, if we are comparing the magnetic field lines around a current carrying loop and a bar magnet, then we find that the two patterns are similar. So, if we are considering the current in the loop in the anti-clockwise direction, then a north pole is formed, and if the current is in the clockwise direction, a south pole is formed. Now, this we will be studying in a bit more detail when we will be studying about several turns of a circular loop, and that is called a solenoid. This we will be studying in our next class. Then I will be telling you about one specific rule that gives us a clear idea of what should be the polarity of a certain face of the coil when we are aware of the direction of flow of current. So the direction magnetic field can be identified using right hand thumbs rule. If the current is moving in anti-clockwise direction in the loop, in that case the magnetic field will be in clockwise direction at the top of the loop. Moreover, it would be in anti-clockwise direction at the bottom of the loop. This I was already explaining in the previous picture. So now we are in a position to study the factors on which the strength of the magnetic field due to a current loop will depend. Again, I would like to tell you that you are not supposed to study the derivation of this formula, but just for a brief understanding about the factors on which the strength of the field depends, I am telling you the formula. Formula is B equal to mu 0 I divided by 2R. Again, mu 0 is the permeability of free space having a value of 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7 Tesla meter per ampere. Now, for a single turn of the wire, the formula for magnetic field, strength of magnetic field is B equal to mu 0 I by 2R. If we are having n loops in the coil as it was shown in the picture for the experimental setup, then the strength of magnetic field increases n times. This becomes B equal to n into mu 0 I by 2R. That's why I was telling you that as we keep on increasing the number of loops, the strength of the magnetic field will go on increasing. That is why in actual practice, instead of using a single turn of a wire, we commonly employ several turns, and several turns of copper wire, when it is utilized as a magnet, then that is what is known as a solenoid. And solenoid has got so many practical uses. So we will be ending today's session at this point. In our next class, we will be continuing about studying the magnetic field due to different current carrying conductors. In that, I will be focusing on the magnetic field created due to a solenoid, how it is similar to that of a bar magnet, and then what are the practical applications of solenoid. Thank you.